What is going on, everyone? Griffin here, coming at you with some Mack gameplay, and today we're going to be talking about the changes that Mack received in the mid-season update for the Mad Mercenaries update in Rogue Company. So let's head over and check it out. So as you can see here, these are the Mack changes that actually happened in the update. So the main thing and the only thing that happened to him was the standard issue passive ability that Mack has. They reduced the amount of armor repaired when downing enemies from 25 down to 15. So if we look at Mack's kit for just a second, I think that this will give us a more clear indicator as to why he is such a powerful rogue. He has a 2 out of 5 speed. He has a 4 out of 5 toughness, access to submachine guns and also light machine guns, has grenades, has APS systems, and then, he by default has the Claymore, which is one of the more powerful melee weapons. The light bomb leaves much to be desired in the execution of this ability, but the main, factor for him was his standard issue passive ability, which did receive a nerf. If you look at the kit that he has or his perk set, you do see that he has restock and crack shot at legendary, stalker, gunsmith, and bounce back at a epic level, and then berserker, blaster, and armor at a rare level. So what makes Mack oppressive? Is it the fact that he has the ability to gain armor back whenever he downs a target? Is it the fact that he has access to light machine guns, one of the most powerful weapon classes in the game, in my opinion, and also submachine guns, which still arguably is one of the most powerful weapon classes in the game? And then also having access to APS systems along with the frag grenade, you're not really losing much in terms of how he factors into a gunfight and the influence that he has on gunfights. Then whenever we start looking a little bit deeper into the character, having restock, which reduces the gadget cooldown by 15% and also has replenish baked into this ability or into this perk, it makes this perk an absolute powerhouse. And I realistically feel that a lot of Mack's problem comes from the fact that he has access to light machine guns, he has access to restock, which allows him to get APS systems and frags back a little bit faster, while also not having to stop and reload. Crack shot with 15% increased headshot damage with the conviction right out of the gate, which already hits super hard, feels really, really good with him. Then he has access to gunsmith, which just makes him that much better and more efficient. Then he has armor, and then he has a couple other perks that you can kind of slot in there. I know what the idea and the mentality behind the Mack change was, right? A lot of people felt like you're fighting Mack gets it down, he gets an auto heal of 25 or 50, basically depending on where he kind of falls in line with what perks he has in that moment. How is that any different from running legendary life drain? Realistically, in terms of scalability and reliability, it's not that much different, right? If people have shredder rounds, they're going to be able to shred that armor off faster. You don't regain the armor. You don't have a way to repair it or anything unless you're Mack and you down people. So does that make him feel overbearing? Does that make his character feel oppressive on the battlefield? And to a degree, I think yes, especially in respawn game modes, but I don't think that that is the actual issue with Mack. I think that the issue with Mack is the fact that he has access to restock, the fact that he has access to crack shot, the fact that they allowed you to buy more armor for Mack. It's almost like, why would you nerf the passive ability when you could realistically just go in there and just remove the armor perk from him, and that would balance everything out right there? Completely balance everything out as far as how his passive works in relation to the armor that he naturally has right out of the gate. That's the thing with Mack. You run the pistol round, you run first round, you automatically have access to armor. Is it going to be strong early on? Absolutely, because nobody's going to have access to shredder rounds. But it doesn't make you unkillable. And nerfing the passive ability, it's fine. It's whatever. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, hey, you could have just slotted out armor and just put another perk in there to make him a little bit more useful. Maybe get rid of restock, maybe get rid of the armor perk, and then give him gadgeteer in one slot, and then give him quick hands or something like that as one of the other perks to allow him to reload faster without getting the automatic reloads, and then to get the gadgets back. They could have realistically done that, and I think that would have balanced him out in a very, very, very tremendous way. And to be fair, like, they could have completely reworked the character just a little bit to where, like, maybe Mack doesn't start out with armor. Maybe Mack goes onto the battlefield with no armor whatsoever, and he doesn't have the ability to buy armor. But maybe as he gets downs, he gains 25 armor that is something that infinitely stacks, right? So if you're fighting someone and you have, let's say that you down a character and you have 25 armor, the next gunfight that you get into, let's say that they take 10 off of that, which gives you 15, but you get the down and that adds the additional 25 on top of it. That puts you at what, 40 armor, and then it continues to stack and snowball from there. That way Mack is a character that isn't a Mack truck that hits you out of nowhere. It's something that is gradual, that builds over time, that your team can recognize as a problem and as a threat. And by doing so, you can kind of corner him, you can single him out from everybody else, and you can do everything that you need to do in order to take care of this character. There's so much that they could do with Mack. I still think that they need to rework his primary ability. I think that the light bomb is less than spectacular, and it deserves, in my opinion, a massive rework. And I'm fine with what the developers did. I think that, okay, we're going to go in there, we're going to nerf his passive ability, we're going to see how that feels. It still feels good. He still feels really, really strong right now. He still feels very viable, and everyone that I've spoken to in the community that plays the game feels very much the same way about Mack as I do. He still feels strong. He still feels as a presence on the battlefield, and it is still easy to snowball with him. Once you start getting downs and you start racking up massive amounts of downs, whenever you start incorporating the restock crack shot combo into your light machine gun, you're an unstoppable force. And I think that the perk restock is the main reason why he feels as oppressive as he currently does. They're going to have to do more to change him in the future. And I know that this is a first pass. These are the rogues that kind of needed attention brought to them. You know, Cannon is kind of debatable, but I understand why they, brought a little bit of attention to him. But Kestrel absolutely needed to be touched, and Mack absolutely needed to be touched. And I think that this is like a Band-Aid, right? We're putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound to try to stop the bleeding as much as possible. But the Band-Aid's only going to hold for so long until we actually see, exactly what's going on. And hopefully by that point, the developers will be ready to look at the characters as a whole and determine, like, hey, what works and what doesn't, what makes these characters overpowered, and really start digging into them and making massive changes to them. But be sure to let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think that the passive ability nerf was warranted for Mack? Do you think that they should have done something differently to balance him out, to make him a little bit more less oppressive on the battlefield? Or do you think that he's fine where he's at? Maybe a lot of people think that he's balanced. Maybe a lot of people think that he needs to have something done to him. I'm very curious to see what you guys think, so be sure to let me know what you think in the comments down below. Also, be sure to check that description for links to Facebook, Discord, and Twitter. Those are the places to contact me. If you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. If you've already subscribed to the channel, then consider hitting that join button to become one of the 256 crew members. Lastly, on Thursdays from 8 until 11 p.m. Central Time, Sundays from 10 a.m. until we get tired, I will be streaming here on YouTube, so if you're interested and available, please feel free to stop by and say hello there. Thanks for watching, guys.
Poison.
He's one.
God damn!
Wow.
Get good, Bob.
Oh, fuck. God damn it. I didn't realize she was up there. I got two of them down. She's going to revive them, though. Find that box, yep. Cement block or what the fuck it is.
That came from over here.
We hold the point, we win.
Nice work, team. Checks in the mail.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, Riptop's fucking trash, dude. I can't wait till I can get answered. I'll probably never use it again until they fucking tweak it or whatever. You know what? Turn off the iPad, go to sleep. Notice what time it is.
But
You know what?